Turn your camera the other way. Turn it back. Yeah, because you always, as I always tell you, make sure you set it up the long way before you come on because it looks crazy. It's all good. Yeah. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey.
We're back.
We are back.
We're
Transparent
back.
Tuesday.
We're back. Hey.
We missed you all so much.
How y'all doing? How are y'all doing tonight? Oh, we are excited to be back.
Yes.
More presents. What's going on, guys? What is going on? Yes, what is going on? How's it going? Yes,
Everybody
how's
popping
it going? Come on in. Chime in. Let's go. It's go time. What is up? How are you? We're going to give y'all some time to get on in here. That's okay.
It's so good to be back. So good to be back.
So we're going to keep on moving. It's all right. I'll go. No earpods. That's fine. Earpod just died on me. You know how you... Girl, that's all right, though, y'all. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? Welcome to Transparent Talk. How are y'all? I'm excited to be here. I wonder if Dawn's going to do this tonight. We'll see.
She's coming. She's coming.
We'll see. How's everybody doing? As I'm putting my little lip gloss on, because, you know, we got to be transparent. So I got to come on here with a bare face, but my lips can't be chapped.
How you doing? How you doing?
My lip can't be chapped. Hey. Yes. I'm so excited to be back. We've taken off some time because we had some other things going on.
Yes.
And it turned out to be a beautiful event. So if you missed the Women's Empowerment Brunch this Saturday in West Orange, New Jersey, just know that your girls did what we did what we were supposed to do. How about that? We did what we were supposed to do.
Catch us next time.
We did what we were supposed to do. So we pray that y'all come on in there the next time. Or y'all be missing out again, whoever enjoyed. But if you joined and you was in that building, you know what it is. But I'm expecting something bigger and better for next year. For the Women's Empowerment Brunch 2024, I'm definitely expecting something bigger, something better. We on and popping.
Thanks to all of those who showed up and came in, pulled up. We appreciate you.
Thanks for all our helpers, all the people that came in the building and helped us. So I thank
you. And shout out to little Kylie.
Yeah.
She did her thing.
Shout out to my baby Kylie, my youngest daughter. She wanted me to say that. I was going to say that. Listen, y'all, check this out. Before we went to the night before, we was preparing because she was putting on labels. Her and my oldest son was like labeling stuff, and we was sorting things out. She was like, "This is what I want you to do, Ma. I want you to give a shout out to me. I want you to say, and here's a shout out to my youngest daughter." She wanted to be clear that it wasn't the older one, it was the younger one.
Right.
Put some respect on her name.
She did her thing.
And it was just so much going on. I forgot to thank my baby at the place. But that's all right, because I took her out afterwards and she was happy. I'm trying to get straightened out here a little bit. Y'all see, y'all know how it go. So what's up, y'all? What's up? Talk to us. Oh, yes. What's going on?
Everybody
popping in. What's going on? Welcome to Transparent Talk, everybody. Welcome back. Your girls are live, and we're here. You live here with Kia and Thing, and you know what Transparent Talk is all about. Transparent Talk is about just being real with yourself.
Yes.
Just being intentional about your thoughts, your motives, your feelings, and just making them easily perceived to everyone around you. We're not going to hold things back. We're not going to walk around with a chip on our shoulders. We're not going to walk around with underlying issues. We're going to put it all out there.
Right.
So I just want to say welcome. And it's time to put it all out there because tonight's discussion is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be one for the record books because I'm excited. We're talking about moving out of your comfort zone. Moving out of your comfort zone. That's triggering. That be triggering. When you don't be in your comfort zone, that is triggering for us.
Yes, it is.
People be triggered by not being in that comfort zone. But you know, you can't grow in the comfort zone. You can't get to bigger and better when you're in that comfort zone. When you're in that comfort zone, you content. You
You
just let
stuck.
anything happen. You just stick into your old self. You're not shedding off into something new. Everybody always talk about they want something new, but you keep doing the old thing. You can't apply the old thing if you want something new.
Right.
You know, it happens. I would have to even check myself. You know, even the way I do things. Sometimes you got to do things different if you want different. You do the same old thing, you're gonna get the same old thing's gonna happen. You get the same old result. Who wants the same old result? When we trying to level up, we trying to do what we doing, we trying to move back. That's how you level up. We going back to that level up topic, Tanya. Back to that level up. Oh, look who just came in the building.
She's in the building.
Dawn Brooks, fix that face. We come on here with smiles, boo. What's up? Fix that face. Why you frowning? Turn that frown into a smile. She can't hear me. I'm talking trash. Look at her.
One of the things I want to say is when you stay in your comfort zone, you don't learn nothing. No exposure.
Nothing.
You're just in a box, really.
Nothing.
Doing the same thing over and over again.
Yup, nothing. I could think of, I was talking to this about my husband. I've been moving all out of my comfort zone. Every place I've been moving in lately is outside of my comfort zone of what I am used to doing and what I do, because I'm normal, you know. And I must say, there has been some really good things happening. I'm so excited for me personally and with ministry, professionally. So there's great things happening now that I'm doing different things and not being stuck in my old ways. Like, oh, well, you know, this is what I'm going to do. I've been doing it like this, so I'm going to continue doing it like this. No, I'm going to do it a little different because I want something different to happen. So what do y'all want different to happen tonight? What are you looking for something different? What's up?
You know, I think one of the things are just like you said, just going and doing new things, opening yourself up to new experiences, not being afraid to just step out and do something different. I think we all experienced a little bit of moving out of our comfort zone this weekend at the Women's Empowerment Brunch. You know, we were in an atmosphere where even though we know each other, we had to learn how we work in that environment. And that was definitely coming out of our comfort zone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hear that. So anybody out there, y'all want to tap in? Y'all want to talk to your girls? Tap in. Let us know. Let us hear from what you have to say. Dawn says she can't hear me. Dawn can't hear me. Daniel, see if she can hear you.
Can you hear me, Dawn? Yes.
She can hear you?
She can hear me.
Oh, I can't hear her either.
I only hear you though. I can't hear Kia or anything.
Oh, I hear you now. Can you hear me now? I can't. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear her now, Dawn? Well, this gonna be the test right now.
It's gonna be interesting. Moving out the comfort zone.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting.
Right.
Very interesting.
But this is an example. So what happens when things mess up and you're comfortable to having the audio and everything working? Do you give up or you keep working at it?
I do always keep working at it because I'm my own audio. I'll never have no help with my audio.
I'm gonna sign out and sign back on. I'm gonna keep working at it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm an audio and my own audio and visual and all that I do. So what I've learned over the last couple years is I don't have no extra. Like when you go to church, you have your help. You got your audio help, you got your visual. Dawn has her audio and her visual. I don't have no help. So I've learned how to just acclimate, to keep it pushing, to keep it rolling. And whatever happens, happens. Sometimes things can't go down. Sometimes it can't. Sometimes we gotta shut down and come back up. You know, it's just what it is.
Sorry about that. The kids are home, school started, everything is off the hook. Another thing, we're accustomed to quiet. So now we're working through this. So forgive us. I'm sure they live real lives on YouTube. So we're good.
Of course, this is real life.
But you know that
real life.
Let me tell you something. What you just said, running your own audio, you know, your own ministry, streaming, that would be me coming out of my comfort zone. Because even when we do this, you handle all the technical parts of it. And that's something that I am not accustomed to. So it might be a little challenging. Maybe I need to step out and start.
I try to get you to do it every week.
Girl, you know, now you're talking about comfort zone. I feel like you set me up.
I feel like I set you. I try to get you to do it every week.
I feel like you set me up on this conversation right here, but it's okay.
I set you up.
Comfort
We agreed to
zone.
this conversation a long time ago. Don't blame it on me, girl.
I'm being transparent. We did.
A long time ago. Oh,
So
Dawn booked you back? No, she going again. She'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, you know, one of the things that I can say in the video, audio, the computer stuff, it's not a comfortable area for me. But I do realize in watching, you know, how you do what you do, that it is necessary.
Very necessary.
And I think one of the things is that we don't step out because we're afraid to fail. You know, afraid to fail.
Right. Like me.
And that's one of the things that you have to consider when you're stepping out of your comfort zone.
That's a fact. You know, I'm so used to having to get everything together. I'm used to having to, you know, make sure my sermon's right, make sure this is right, make sure I'm focused, make sure this. And before I used to get so frazzled and so upset, almost being in tears. But now I'm at the point where, listen, God is in your hands. You got to do what you do, and I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do my best, and that's it. You know, even like, you know, when it comes to most things now, that's just how I feel. Even like when we were this weekend, I'm like, God, you do what you do. You do what you do. I'm a plant, and you gonna water, and we gonna get the increase, and that's all I can do.
See, I'm comfortable in doing that. There's certain things that I'm very comfortable in doing. You know, and you're in your area, you're comfortable there. You don't, well, you know, you don't really feel threatened or like, you know. But again, the challenge is to move out and do something different.
Right.
Right.
And the thing with doing something different is it has to be intentional and mindful, right? Especially when you're doing things like how we doing things as a group, right? Because when you're doing things in a group, we have to be mindful of each other. We have to be mindful of each other's process. We have to be mindful of everything. Like even us coming on here today, I got to be mindful that you're home with the grandkids. I'm here. My whole family's here. Brown is sick. I know y'all hear him blowing his nose in the background. Brown's sick. Dawn's at her house. I'm pretty sure Eros is going to be wilding out soon. That's her dog. She got a big dog. Her dog look like a little pony. I'm just going to let y'all know. You could get on that thing like a pony. Okay? Right. Okay? I'm coming over. No, I'm not coming over with that big old pony. Anyway,
with the pony.
Right. So it's about being intentional and mindful. For me, I always try to keep that on the forefront of being mindful. Okay. And you know, I'm busy. I'm always here, there, everywhere. So it's easy for me to multitask. It's easy for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take on the world because I'm just used to doing it. Right. So for me, it's like, okay, slow down, be mindful of everybody ride with you, be mindful that everybody's not used to everything,
right?
Doing all of these things. Be mindful of that and that kind of thing.
Can you hear her, Dawn?
I can hear you.
You can hear me now too?
Yes.
And I knew it was
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Yes. We're talking about moving out the comfort zone. What you think about that? Moving out the comfort zone.
I think every day is a new experience of moving outside of your comfort zone. As you do business, as you your friend circle grows, as you do ministry, every day for me is a new challenge. So I just try to take it in stride and remember that we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have feelings and all of those things as I do. And some days I'm better at it than others.
Yeah, I think that's all of us. I think that is all of us. It's not easy. I mean, I think I know some places where I need to challenge myself in, you know, breaking out and doing different things that I'm not comfortable with. That kind of stretched me a little bit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I can
because
see that.
when we're in our comfort zone, I feel like it's just you complacent and you stale and you stuck. I don't care how long you've been doing it and it's been working for you. You still stuck in that place because you haven't ventured out to do anything beyond that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm in a season where I want to challenge myself, where I want to truly grow and become more. And how do you do that? You do that by really stepping out on faith, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping out on faith and knowing that God is gonna go
Mm.
before, clear the way, and that everything is gonna line up. And for me, it's like, how do you get maximum usefulness out of it? You know, how can I get to my maximum capacity? And that's the way I'm gonna get to my capacity by doing the same old thing. What's my same old thing? I get up about normally around 5 o'clock every day. I go again nowadays. Listen, I'm going 12 o'clock. I'm going from 5 a.m. to 12. But it's like, okay, Kia, how you switch that up, right? How you slow down? How you really get into a place where, okay, you trust? And for me, it's a trust thing, and I know that. How do you trust people to hand something over to someone else? Because how do I gotta be able, my thing is, ooh, do I have enough confidence in you? Are you gonna get it right? Are you gonna do it right? Like, I know I drive people crazy with that because I drive myself crazy with it. No, you're probably not gonna do it the way I did it, but we're gonna have to work with how you did it at this point. That's where I'm at, so that I'm able to do more, right? Because I can't keep doing the same old thing over and over again, right? I want to do more. And this, for example, this another example. All this time when we was working towards this, my aunt kept saying, "What you want me to do?" Every single day, this woman calls me. This is like, my aunt is like 5 years older than me, and she's my road dog. Like, she's and before ministry, I used to have my digital magazine, and I'm like, oh, Trina, you ready to go in GLD mode? Like, that was my digital magazine, GLD. We're all over, doing all types of things, and I'm like, well, no, this is ministry, so I want to try to, keep it a little different. But in that case, if I know she can do it, and I know I can count on her, and I know she'll do it in the way that I can trust, in the way that I know that it's going to be done in excellence. That's my biggest thing. I just don't want anything done, right? I should have allowed her to do more. I just should have allowed her to do more. Oh, thank you, darling. Let me show y'all YouTube work around. Don't be jealous.
I can't see it. What is it?
Oh, Mr. Brown.
Oh, go ahead with your bad stuff, Mr. Brown.
Anyway, back to us. So that's just it. Like, and I just got to get back to a place. Not get back. So I need to get to a place. I don't want to get back anywhere. I want to get to a place. Move forward. And I've been uncomfortable for a little while now, and I'm kind of okay with the uncomfortability at this point.
I think one of the things, and it's been a learning experience for me. I used to always hear people say that your leadership ability isn't based on what you could do, it's based on what happens when you're not there. And it took me a long time to really grasp and understand that. But I remember when I had some tragedies in my life, my office continued to run just as though I wasn't there. And looking back on that time, that meant I had done my job, because it wasn't about me being there. It was about how the team functioned together to make sure that the work got done. And so I now try to bring that same attitude into what I do. But ministry is a little different in that not everybody has the same understanding, the same study style, the same beliefs, a whole bunch of things. And so as you're trying to grow in ministry, how you enlarge your circle and pass things back and forth is different, because it's not just that I would do it differently. It might be that I would have a totally different perspective because it's coming from my understanding and how I view things. And so as I'm now trying to grow in my place in church, etc., it is something I am mindful of, that it's not going to be the way I would do it. And is that enough for me, or is that the outcome that I want based on whatever the assignment is? And so I think different scenarios make you have to do things accordingly. And it's not universal from task to task or situation to situation.
And I don't think it's like that outside of ministry in regular life. everybody's not good at everything, and everything is not everybody's niche. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we need to understand where people and gifts and talents differ. Not the same. But sometimes we expect people to fit a pattern that we establish, or
Mm-hmm.
be as good at something as we are. And that's not the case often.
I often tell people that there's enough to go around. In
Mm-hmm.
every situation, no matter what you're working on, there's always more work than any one person can do. It's enough to go around. So pick your niche. And I think one of the things that we had going as we were working on beautification is that we all had a different niche. Kia was, much more into the details of it. I did some of the writing. You had the ideas and how you thought it should flow. And so collectively, it made for a good circle.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't always happen. But finding that process of what people are good at and how you bring them in and engage them in the situation without people feeling the need to be like you or do it like you, because God made us all differently for a reason. He gave us all a different skill set for a reason. And so if we could learn to work collectively versus it being my way, your way, or the highway, we might actually get someplace.
Right,
I think,
right.
I think
And the thing
I
of
learned
the
with I think what I learned with ministry outside of like running regular my businesses, outside of ministry is that ministry you kind of got to run it when you start doing like conferences and stuff. It has to be run like a bit. That part has to run like a business. It
Mhm.
has to got to be able to get in there, be organized, and have things running. But the one thing I do like about ministry is that no one's gifts and no one's talents is more important than the others. Everyone is needed, and when everyone's gifts and talents are respected, both the spiritual gifts and the creative gifts, when I respect and you can get a flow. I think there's so much that could happen. But I think with me, I think I have that hope. And my husband tells me that all the time. And I'm talking to my cousin tomorrow saying, she goes, you always trying to make something work. Like, it's like my greatest joy in the world if I can just have a flow of women just coming together and just making things happen. Like that's like my greatest joy in this world. Is to get like an all woman cast and just make things happen and everyone just be on the same page, no competitiveness, no pettiness, and just understanding and really trying to dig deep and understand and listen to each other. Because I think that's what happens in ministry and in other businesses. It happens. We tend not to listen to each other because we getting caught up in our own thing. And just we kept praying for a flow. We kept praying for unity. We kept praying to be on one accord. And I think that we have to continuously pray for that so we can continuously be on one accord. Continuously stay in that uncomfortable place because I think that uncomfortable place is really going to allow us to grow.
I
It's
think
really going to allow us to grow.
I think that whole mix of issues when we're working together and the difficulties that we have help us to see where people are and what they need. Because when ministering to women, there has to be some kind of conflicts and situations going on. I agree with you. So we try to make it as good as we can, but we all understand that issues come up, and those very issues sometimes are the things that we need to minister to or to deal with. You know what I mean? To
Yes.
bring a sister up, you know, and I strongly believe that. So I'm not really bent. Like I love it when everything flows, right? But we know that that's not always the case, and then it gives us an opportunity to look and see where we can improve on things, where we need help, where we need to level up, where we need to do things different.
They both went on mute. That means Eros is screaming and the baby is screaming. So it's just y'all and me right now.
It's a live tonight. It's a live.
We live.
Eros is
We
doing a little
live.
growling
Welcome
there.
to Tanya, Kia, and Dawn's world. Welcome,
Okay.
welcome.
We just can't see y'all, but we know you got noise going on in your house too.
Welcome.
But yeah, that's my thing. It's beautiful.
I love
I
those
also
women.
think that, I think women working together, I think get a bad rap, right? Because somebody would always go to like the pettiness or the cattiness or the jealousy and one of the things that I have enjoyed about our circle is that we don't really have that. We're comfortable in our own space with our own gifts and understanding that collectively, iron sharpens iron. And so, but that doesn't always happen. And so I think that we are blessed to have the circle we have that has allowed us to flow. And if we could somehow get that to be a part of our norm in regular circumstances, because it's not always. And I think so many trivial things cause the downfall of women and of collectiveness and of things that could be gained together if we could work together, just by nature of that nonsense that tends to flare up when women are working together.
Mm-hmm. But I don't really think. See, I think
Okay,
the one
Key, I
thing
see
I
you
do,
doing
I
something
never
over there.
found
What
that.
you doing?
I'm trying to see what's going on the chat. I'm trying to get some chat going. I got my computer in front of me. Y'all know I'm a listen. Y'all got your computers in front of y'all so y'all
Okay.
can chat with the people. Don't try to blow me up.
No, I had to turn mine off. I had to go to my phone.
Hey, try to blow me up and this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. You see how people try to put you on the spot, but you do it. But I think with us, with the three of us, what I found and the comfort with the three of
I
us,
just saw the
I don't
fingers
have that.
working.
We don't have that. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like we have that amongst the three of us. Like, I mean, we've sat here, we've sat in my living room, we've done so much over the summer to really build, and I don't find that amongst the three of us. For me, maybe y'all see something different, but I don't find because I know, I hope when y'all look in the mirror, y'all see. I hope I'm with two sisters that I love dearly, and y'all see what I see. Your competition is what you look at in the mirror. You shouldn't even be competing with yourself. We just looking to become better every day, and not becoming better by, competing, but becoming better by pushing each other into the next.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to be around people that is not where I don't feel that I want to push them. And I've been in situations where I'm like, okay. This is my season is over with this. I'm done with this. My season is over. And I've been there. And I'm at a place in my life where I'm no longer, I think I talked to Danny about this kind of sort of yesterday, earlier in the day, that I'm not gonna push myself and make something that's not mine become mine. I'm not at that thing because I'm looking for what is gonna push me.
It's
And
yours.
the all can't push me. I am totally okay with that. I'm totally aware of that. But the old things cannot push me into my next best because guess what? It ain't worked before. So it's time to move into that more uncomfortable place. It's easy to reach back to the old and be like, okay, well, that feels comfortable, and I know, you know what I'm saying? Or even, you know how you even get into those little toxic places with toxic people, and you'll be like, oh yeah, but you comfortable with that.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest about it. You get comfortable with that, and it'd be like, oh, it's okay, no big deal. I know how that person is. I know, you just saw it, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
I'd
Or
rather
just
be uncomfortable with the new, and I'm comfortable with that, than sitting back, trying to, because I'm at the point where I'm tired of being drained. I've been around a lot of people in my life that's drained me. And I just want to be around people that's going to help me become the better me and who I can help become the better them. And that's going to, because you pouring, I feel like I can pour, I'll pour, but I feel like I'm getting poured back into. You can't be depleted.
I totally agree with that. It's a conversation I have. It's a conversation I have a lot around family members that I no longer deal with. And, sometimes people will say, well, but they're your family. But when you get to that, it doesn't, it's not that you don't love them. You just cannot coexist in the same space.
We lost you.
Yeah, I think we lost her. Her sound.
Her sound. Yeah, I think her.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys?
You
I'm
back
sorry,
now.
my phone rang. Okay. And so I was saying that, sometimes even with, family, getting to that place of I could love you from a distance, but being in my space takes away my peace. And so I would rather be at peace. But it takes a lot to get to that space with people that you care about, whether they're family, whether they're friends, but understanding that while you might love a person, while you might still want the best for that person, you don't need that person to be a part of your everyday life and space. And so those are some of the difficult decisions we have to make as we try to find what we think is our balance in our process.
Yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how to I know that there are times when you have to disconnect when things become draining.
Mhm.
But I find that working with women in women's ministry, that's kind of a part of what happens. You know what I mean? It's kind of a part of what happens.
Well, I think in
But I
ministry, I
hear
feel
what
like
you're,
that happens all the time in ministry, period.
yeah,
Hmm.
Whether it's in a
you
women's
know,
ministry when you're counseling, I mean, I believe in ministry. That's what makes ministry so
right.
different. And
But I think
ministry
what you're
is
saying
different.
is when you see a person draining you and they don't want to change,
Hmm.
You talking to me?
that part,
Hmm.
you know
And
what?
it's recognizing that sometimes, even as ministers, even though we preach, even though we teach, even though we love on people, some people you just can't change. They have to want that change for themselves. You can't
Yeah,
give them
that's
that
what I'm
change.
saying. Exactly. Exactly. Hmm. That part.
Yeah. I was actually having that conversation with a girlfriend of mine earlier today. It's like you can't want something more for a person than what they want for
For
themselves.
themselves.
And not only that, I think when you're in ministry and you're doing your assignment in ministry, that is outside of your. For me, I don't include that in the things that I need to be doing for myself to better myself, because that is why I'm trying to become better, and so that I can do my ministry work, and so that I can be the best person that God has called me to be, right? So I don't really include that when I'm doing my ministry. I'm not thinking of, okay, well, I'm not aligning with this person, so I think that, I need to get rid of this person. Like, I don't think that when I'm in the midst of my ministry. If someone calls it, when I'm counseling someone, when I'm doing things, I don't think that way. I'm talking about specifically. To me, that's like, I think of ministry, and I know I don't want to compartmentalize ministry and compare it to your 9 to 5, but it's sort of that's sort of that kind of thing. I put my ministry hat on, and I am who God created me to be in this time right now for Him. And that means I got to love His people and I got to do what I do. But also, I have to take care of myself. And in order for me to do that and to pour into ministry and support, I have to take care of myself. So I think it's two very separate things that we're talking about.
Mhm.
I think, for me. Well, I'm gonna talk for Kia. For Kia, I think that's two very separate things that we're
Mhm.
talking about. For me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's two very separate.
Kia, you and I have had a lot of conversations about as ministers, as pastors, as people who are called to minister to others, who ministers to us. That's a common conversation that we talk about, and I think that having that circle, that covering, that place that you can go, that's your safe space, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can be rejuvenated, to allow you to deal with whatever God is putting on your plate. So I agree, and it is separate, but I also think that sometimes they overlap in your everyday life, because people now see you as a representative of God and church, etc. That what they expect from you, and so if a person has a certain attitude, a certain whatever, how you respond to them and deal with them, because they think, have to love everybody, not understanding that we're still all human. And so you want to be treated the same way you treat people. And so it crosses over in different places and spaces for me, even though I compartmentalize.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Dawn, because like it's different when you're dealing with um, a congregation or
Hmm.
during the week and face to face. So you don't really get to really take that hat off that often. So there's more overlapping. You know what I mean? It's like more like
Hmm.
an everyday thing. You're getting the calls, and so I guess that's why for me it's kind of like most of the time that's where I am. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Key, are you muted?
I am. I was.
I was like, is she trying to say something that you realize there's no sound coming
I
out?
know. I know.
Okay.
I'm listening.
All
I'm listening.
right.
I'm taking
Are
it.
there any
I'm taking
questions?
it.
Any questions? Anybody out there have anything
Yeah,
to
what's
add or
up, guys?
say? How do
Y'all
you
mighty
deal with?
quiet out there. What's up? How y'all moving outside your comfort zone? Talk to us. Tell us what are you doing right now to move outside of your comfort zone, to become the next best you, because that's what it's all about, really. We're sitting here just talking about the ebbs and the flows, the highs and the lows of becoming our best selves. And we're just being transparent. You know, we talk about transparency all the time, you know, moving and just, and not necessarily being, you know, coming out here and we're going to make this our diary. We're not asking to be, you know, but just being clear on our intentions, clear so that our light can shine. You know, when you clear and you're able to allow your light to shine and to be used, then, you know, I think that you can do a mighty, mighty thing. Stay out your own way.
Mm-hmm.
We get in our own way sometimes. We get in our own way stuck. We get in our own way stuck of, you know, what people think, the people around us. Oh, we tend to make that matter more when really, when we're trying to press forward, sometimes even we have to leave aside what other people think. You know what I'm saying? And we got to really press, because sometimes everybody's not going to, we talk about this all the time. All of us talk about this all the time. Everyone's not always going to go with you. And it's going to be the one you might have relied on, and the one you might have respected their opinion so much may not be the one to go into the next. And right now I'm just trying to be very sensitive to what it is that I'm supposed to be doing right now. As uncomfortable as it is, because Lord knows he's uncomfortable. He knows what he's doing. We definitely know what it is. But all in all, I think as good stuff is happening. Good things is happening.
Good stuff is definitely happening.
Good things are happening. Good things are happening. So come on, y'all out there being real quiet out there in internet land tonight.
I'm waiting to hear what the people have to say.
People not saying nothing. They saying a bunch of hays and amens.
Well, I guess the topic in itself, right? You have to be able to get out your comfort zone to even have these discussions publicly. You know, so much of when we start having difficult conversations, those are the things that we keep to ourselves. We don't want people to get to know that side. You know, I joke all the time about, you know, what we hide from people, and what I've gotten to the most important person is God, and I can't hide it from him. So nobody else really matters for me. Because in the end, that's the person I have to answer to. But it took me a long time to get to that point. You know, if we had been having this discussion 10 years ago, I would be like the people who are watching, just kind of probably saying yes. Or maybe even in my mind, I might not have even texted because I wouldn't want somebody to know I felt that way. And so, you know, when you start having difficult conversations, it certainly changes how people engage.
Right. I just thought about
Pam
something.
H just said, the Lord is always placing me outside my comfort zone, and I'm trusting him that I'm where I am supposed to be. See, and I think that Pam Ace, I think that is so profound, because remember when he told Abraham, right? Go out. I'm going to take you from your motherland, from your mother and your father. I'm going to take you from everything you know, and I'm going to uproot you, and I want you to go to another place where I'm going to grow. And I think for me, I'm in a space of uprooting. I'm in a space of, you know, going to another place of the unknown. And I'm kind of excited for it, to be honest. I'm kind of excited for it. You know, I spoke with, today I spoke with I have my cousin. I think I talk about her all the time. My cousin Tamara. I don't know if I discussed her with you then, but she's my cousin. She's in South Carolina. And like, we have moved into like faith together. Like, we have moved in so many areas together. And I was just saying to her, like, you know, this is just where I prayed for. This is just what I've asked for, you know, to be in a place where You know, I'm meeting people, I'm growing, you know, like I just loved how, you know, over the weekend, even from Saturday was such a great day, but even on Sunday, I end up just making so many, I even made more connections on Sunday than I made on Saturday, you know, and I feel like God is just continuously moving me in a direction of, I don't want to say better, but newfound land. You know what I'm saying? Like that uprooting and like, you know what, sis,
Mhm.
this is what
Mhm.
you've been asking for. You know, and sometimes when we ask for things, it's not packaged the way we
We want
expect
it
it
to
to be
be.
packaged, or even the way we want it to be packaged. And we might ask for one thing, but God was like, all right, I'm gonna give you that, but I'm gonna give it to you in the package you didn't expect it in,
Now,
right? I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
give it to you in the way you didn't expect it
right.
when you thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show up for you in a totally different way. And I feel like He did that for me. He's been doing that for me in the last couple of days. You know, even transcending past like Sunday, even yesterday. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, if I could write this all down in a book, you know, I feel like
Yeah.
my last this is my days has been like I could write a whole book about
Mhm.
all of the little, and I'm not talking about huge things, but the little things that add up to the huge things. And it's like, oh, you did it again? You did it again?
Right.
You did it
Be-
again? You did it again? And no, it didn't look like how I thought it was gonna look like. But when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, yo,
It
you really
was exactly what you needed.
operating in a answer prayer, sis.
Hmm. You know
You
what I
really
was gonna say?
operating.
I was gonna say before you started speaking.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes our blessing is waiting for us outside of our comfort zone.
Yep.
The people that we're accustomed to dealing with, the type of jobs that we're accustomed to having, the environments that we're accustomed to being in,
Mm-hmm.
we're so settled there that when we step out of the comfort zone to something different, that could just be where your blessing is sitting.
Yep. That's a fact. And I agree with that. Like this is like I started, you know, you guys know I just started working again. This is probably my first job I've had in 20 some odd years where I didn't have like a full staff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I didn't have people working for me. I didn't have direct. This is my first. I probably in the 20 that I haven't had direct reports and people that I was reporting to me. And you know what? This is probably like one of the best jobs I had because it's allowing me to do something new, do something different, and to operate in a capacity where I know I'm not willing to give this job no 9 to 5. I'm not willing to give no 9 to 5 more than I'm willing to give ministry. My
Right.
heart, my soul belongs to ministry, you know? And God knew, all right, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna
Mhm.
give you what you need, I'm gonna give you the resources you need, but guess what? It's gonna look like this. And I would have never expected, and then I would have never expected me to actually enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, something that you said I wanted to stay down. You said that in this period of your life, you feel like you're being uprooted.
Mm-hmm.
In this period of my life, I feel like I'm being planted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being planted is not in my comfort
Hmm.
zone.
Right. And I don't think, and I don't. When I mean by uprooted, I mean by in a space where I'm of the unknown, not
No, no,
scared.
I understand
Yeah.
what you mean. I don't mean leaving. I'm saying we talked about it the other day. Being
Hmm.
potted and
Mm-hmm.
being planted. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like now I'm being
Mhm.
planted.
Mhm.
Oh no, I definitely feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm planted in God. Definitely, I feel like He's taking me
Mm-hmm.
back. But I feel like my physical, my things around me, is He's taking me into an unknown space. And I think the reason why He's allowing me to be uprooted and taken into an unknown place is because I'm so connected to Him, and because I am not worried about the unknown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it, and not that I'm not worried about it. Is that I pray, I ask Him for it. I
Now
ask Him
this
for it.
this is the thing. I think what I'm saying is I've always been. I'm in church. What I'm saying is you can move out of your comfort zone in the same place. What does that mean? I've
Yeah.
been in the church, but when I'm ready to go, I go. I'm ready to come out of my comfort zone where I'm going to stand here and this is what I'm going to do, and
Oh, I
everything else is going
got
to
you.
come from right here,
Right.
right?
All right.
So now I'm moving into another level where I'm
Mhm.
saying, nope, this is it. I'm going to go deeper where I am,
Right.
and that
Okay.
is a new space for me.
I feel that. Now I see what you're saying when you like plant. I feel it. I like that. Yeah, I feel that. I understand that. And that's kind of like a good place. Because sometimes you gotta become the new you, and let the other people around you see the new you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, we're not doing the old things no more. I'm gonna stay here and we're gonna build because this is the foundation. This is what God has placed me. But we want a new thing.
Right.
And I'm not gonna allow you to disrupt my new thing. You know, Lonzo Williams just said, she's on here. She said, "What I've been doing differently was staying away from family and loved ones that steal my joy."
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. And you know, family, friends, people close to you, you know.
Mm-hmm. They'll rob it.
Let me tell you something. I tell you, I'm in a space right now, and I've been telling to my kids, you don't have to be around nobody that don't treat you right. That's it. It's not even about
For
you know,
sure.
making you better, but if they just can't treat you right, what's the value?
Mhm.
What's the value? If there's no intention on, you know, doing good, you know, if there's no intention on, you know, loving on me, what's the sense? What's the sense? What is the sense?
That makes a lot
I
of
feel that.
sense. I mean, it's like you're not imagining it; it's really happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So the horse that you was talking about has decided to join me.
Okay, I knew it.
So if you see me moving around and muting, it's because the horse is at my side.
Right.
You know, I
Every
think that at different times in our lives, we are planted, potted, and uprooted because that's how God is using us. He has to take away the things that we are comfortable with. He has to put us in places that we are uncomfortable. He has to plant some new seeds to grow along with us. He has to uproot some weeds that was trying to get in the mix. I think it's the ebb and flow of life, depending on where you are. And so I think it's a constant change. And I think you could be in multiple places simultaneously, depending on, you know, what's going on. Because I think you can be planted in your comfort zone of God and knowing that no matter what, if you follow his plan, it's going to work out, but still be uncomfortable in some of the decisions you have to make, the places or the spaces that you end up. And so I think that overall, I think that they all happen simultaneously. And no, it's not a good, bad, or indifferent. It's just how God takes you to the next stage so that he can use you the way he wants to.
Oh, I think you said that so eloquently. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
that
eloquent.
was
I like that.
beautiful.
That was definitely eloquent, and I think that's exactly how I feel right now.
That was
Because
a real dawn moment.
I feel like a peace. I think I told you this before. I feel like it's like a peace that has come over me, and a peace. Even the hard decisions that I've had to make lately, like places where I'm like, I'm just not doing that. And normally, where it will grieve me or make me feel like, oh, maybe I should. I'm okay with it because
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a space
Mhm.
where I don't. We're not doing that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm in a space of,
Mhm.
you know, I'm just allowing. We pray for God to stretch us. We pray for that Jabez prayer for him to enlarge our territory, for him to put his hand on us, for him to do what he do. But then we don't give him the true autonomy to do it, right?
That part.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mhm.
doing what you're saying over
Mhm.
there is giving God the true autonomy
Total.
to
Total control.
do what he needs to do. You know, we say we surrender, but do we really? No, but let's be real. We say we
Right.
surrender, but do we really? Because he put us in a new space, but we still in the old doing the old things we was doing before. He put us in a new situation, but you bringing your old ways into the
With
new
you.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
And like that always blows my mind, right? We can't bring our old self into the new. We can't,
Right.
we sometimes can't even bring the same people we were dealing with into the new, you know? And it's like,
Mhm.
it's not until
Mhm.
I feel like we truly get to that point where we could be like, we ready, God, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real ready. right? I'm gonna show up, and I'm not gonna show up as the old Kia. I'm gonna show up as this Kia that you put here right now. Whether you planting me or potting me, because whatever it is, because potting is just for a season, and planting is for a lifetime. And I know in a lifetime I'm gonna be in you. In a lifetime you gonna be in me. But from season to season, you gonna take me from place to place. And we gotta also know when to walk away when the season is over. I'm good at that. But I'm too good at that sometimes. Not even too good at that. Sometimes I gotta keep myself, because I'll drop you like a hot potato. I'm known for that. I'll drop you like a hot potato. But I've learned it now, and as I get wiser, that dropping them like a hot potato is not always the good thing. And I can't get your life. Sometimes you gotta get yourself together. And like dropping it like a hot potato ain't always a good thing. But staying on too long also is not a good thing either. Because I've hung on for too long too. You know what I'm saying? Pam
I was trying to, after Saturday's discussion,
Pam Ace, we gotta
wait, say that again.
With our people, let our people talk. Pam Ace said, being in a new and
okay, what did they say?
Have opened up new opportunities and forced me to share more of myself. Oh, girl, that is Pam.
Can you repeat that?
Absolutely. Being in new and uncomfortable situations have opened up new opportunities and forced me to share more of myself. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yes, that's such a fact. Thank you. Go ahead, Miss Pam Ace. Yes. I praise Miss Pam Ace.
I can see that.
Give me a happy face if you Miss Pam
Ace. One of the things that I was thinking about after we had the discussion about being planted or potted, because I'm a gardener, and so I was thinking about it in terms of gardening. And a couple of things occurred to me. If you garden, you have flowers that are annuals, you have flowers that are perennials. Perennials stay in the ground all year long, they grow back every year. Annuals, either people let them die, or you have some people who uproot them, they save the roots, and they replant them the following year, and they grow. And so I was kind of thinking about that in stages of life, where I felt like I was in my new purpose growing. And sometimes, like you said, some of the old still comes with you. So if you think about that bulb that you dig out at the end of the season, and then in the spring you put it back in, right? It's the same bulb, right? But when it grows the next time, it normally grows bigger. It normally has a different set of flowers. It sprouts differently because it's growing anew. It's the next stage. And so for me, when I was thinking about it, I was kind of putting it in the context. Even when you think about trees, trees are rooted, right? It takes a huge storm or something to really knock it over or kill it off or something. But they also they sprout out differently. You have some trees that if the wind blows a seed off of it, it could sprout in a new place. You have other trees that don't do that. They have to you have to have grown it from a seed to a root and then planted it in the ground. So different situations make it grow differently. And so I think as people, if you do that comparison, if you look at yourself in that way of how God is moving you, it's the same scenario. It's you're planted some days, you're potted some days you're rooted. But it all works in the betterment of what God is doing in your life.
Very eloquent. I love the way you did that. That was beautiful. You on tonight, Tom? I love that.
Yes.
So
okay, I had to mute because Eros was having his own moment.
We have 5 minutes left in the Transparent Talk hour. So I just want to remind you guys to like, share, comment, subscribe. That's it. We talk about YouTube, right? Subscribe, right? Subscribe to Transparent Talk. We're back in full effect on Tuesdays, so make sure you holler at your girls on a Tuesday. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, if you want to come on and join us, hit us up at transparenttalkco@gmail, and we will be so happy to let you join us. We will be so happy for your topics. We are happy and we welcome them.
Yes.
We are elated and delighted to have you here with us and just to grow and to really become more and more open and intentional. Because I think this is transparent talk is really all about. It's becoming more intentional, becoming more open, and more understanding in this time, especially the type of world we're living in right now. Right? So, oh yeah, and follow us on what's that thing called? Instagram. See, I'm not good with that.
Yes.
Follow us on
The
Instagram.
tech person. What's that thing?
Instagram.
Tech is different than social media. That's
Instagram.
different. I'm not good with social media.
She's trying though. She's trying. So in our closing comments, what I would like to say is, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, because your blessing might be outside of the place where you're most comfortable.
That's what God told Abraham, and Abraham was counted righteous for believing in God and for believing, like Daniel said, for believing to step out of that comfort zone, to believing to go out there and get your blessing, because Abraham's blessing was outside of that comfort zone. Abraham's blessing was in something totally new and totally unexpected. And guess what? We're part of that promise that Abraham was promised, right? We are his seed. So get out your comfort zone. Go out there like Abraham do. Have that faith, knowing that God is going to be, knowing that God has gone before you, knowing that it's him that took you out of that place and took you into your new. See, in Jesus Christ, we are made new creatures. So step into your new self. It's time to get uncomfortable. It's
Amen
time
to
to
that.
get uncomfortable.
Amen. He'll label this one the most transparent talk. With all the noise, honey, with all the noise and stuff we had, the most transparent.
Y'all heard all that noise in my background too. We all had noise. It's all good. We live it. This is live. We not in my studio. We at home. We bringing you out live and full of facts. We are home, sharing our lives with you, sharing our families with you. We are. This is what it is. This is as transparent as it gets. Well, guys,
welcome to the world and lives of Dawn, Kia, and Tanya.
Right.
Thank you. Well, guys, until next week, we love you. Come back, bring a friend. Like I said before, subscribe, like, comments. Oh, we got some likes. That's what I'm talking about.
Very nice.
Share it with your friends.
Send a topic. Plan to join us with your own special topic.
Yes, plan to join us next week. If you want to join us, if you want to become one of our special guests, hit us up, transparenttalk.co@gmail.com, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
That's right.
Next week, it's your girl Kia, your girl Tanya, and our special guest. I guess you a resident guest, right, Thania? We got us a resident guest.
Right.
Dawn.
I'll take that.
All right, guys, we love you. Have an awesome.
Have a good night. Be blessed.